Day number 3. Here I am. Today I want to talk about my dead self. I know. You're like, what? I actually have 2 scenarios or experiences that I want to share about. They happen at 2 different times. Like they're 1 year apart from each other, and that may seem like they have nothing to do with each other, but I'm like connecting the dots and feel like maybe there's something to do with one another, or at least I'm connecting the dot in a way to help me understand and expand my current knowledge of what I think and how I think the universe works. And again, I don't think I'll ever know the full answer. And so this video is not about giving any sort of answers. It's more of sharing my stories and asking a lot of questions because I have a lot of questions. So here goes. So I remember it was December 2022. We were in Vegas with my mom and Jonathan and Nyla. We were invited by a group of dear friends who invited us to go to Vegas. I remember I was in Planet Hollywood and I got triggered by something that was happening at that time. And this is how I am. When I get triggered, yes, I will feel through my trigger, allow myself to be angry or whatever I need to feel at the moment. And then when I feel more calm, I will find an opportunity to dive deeper and understand where the trigger is coming from. So that's exactly what I did that night when I got triggered. When everybody went to sleep, I got up, took out my journal, and I started working on myself internally and try to heal the parts of me that was being mad or angry or not fully understand what this whole situation was about. And at the end of me working through this trigger, out of nowhere, I heard in my mind, "You're dead." I'm like, okay. And I kept hearing, "You're dead. You're dead." And this is not the first time it's happened to me. It's happened similarly in the past where I may be working something really, really deep. And then my guides or somebody will be telling me, die, die, die. And so I'm used to dying spiritually, emotionally, mentally, just allow myself to die. And I can have another video to talk about dying. So I thought maybe this was one of those experiences where I just need to die, allow a part of myself to die spiritually or, emotionally. So I was like, all right, let me just be with it. I'm dead. Okay, let's go. I'm dead. And it was just like, let's go. And I kept hearing, "You're dead." I was like, okay, I'm dead. I'm dead. What's this about? And out of nowhere, as I was allowing myself to be dead, I felt I was being pulled up to, I don't know where I was being pulled up to. I just saw I was being pulled up, and then I saw my dead self, the self that's already dead, the spirit that's already my spirit, my dead self, who's already on the other side, looking at my current self that was in Vegas, in Planet Hollywood, as a past life. So just imagine, I'm dead, and I'm reviewing my life on the other side, in the spirit world. And when I was reviewing my life, I literally saw my dead self. I call it my dead self. Okay, I call it spirit self. My dead spirit self was literally reviewing my life. And when I saw her reviewing my life, she was literally viewing that current self that was still in Las Vegas. She was looking at myself, my current self, as if it was a past life. Like it's a past self that's already happened. And she's just reviewing it. And how she was reviewing it was very interesting. Imagine, like, you know how Disney movies often have those like storybooks where you can flip the page, and as it flips the pages changes the animation. It changed this cartoon. And then, or there's a page of the storybook has a screen, and that screen is playing a little movie. That's what I was seeing. She was flipping the page, and as she flipped the page, I myself, who was in Las Vegas, was on that page, and she was looking at my current self. Just as a past life. I don't know. At that time, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it felt so trippy. It felt so trippy for me. Just imagine right now, you are a past life. Like you, right now, you're a past life being reviewed by your dead self. You have already been lived. Like this is already your past life. You're a freaking past life. I'm a fucking past life. And so I was like really like, huh? I'm not understanding this, but at the same time, it was really, really, really cool. And I was just like really, I wouldn't say confused. I can't find the right word to describe what I was actually feeling. I was fascinated. I was a little bit like, I'm not sure what this is all about, but I'm a past life. Well, I guess it makes sense. But at the same time, like I've always heard, past and the future, like time does not exist. Everything happens in the now. Like I've always heard that. That has always been like a theory. That has always been something that somebody says. And I go, okay, I think I understand that. But no, really, I didn't experience that until that moment where I literally felt myself on the other side, who's already dead, looking at myself as a past life. Then I go, oh, wow. So does that mean my life has already been lived? I'm actually a past life. I'm just going through life because it's already lived, because technically I'm dead already. And I was like, kind of like, what is going on? And I wasn't sure. And this universe really is amazing at bringing me validation. Every time I experience something and I don't understand it, or I'm doubting it, or discounting it, universe will always, whether it be on the same day or the day after or a few days after, universe will always bring me validation through another person's video, whether it be Matthias, Bashar, or from Dolores Cannon, somebody explaining certain scenario that matches with my experience, and to explain basically that's normal. So a few days after I experienced my dead self, I saw a post from Dolores Cannon saying that time does not exist. Everything happens in the now. So technically, we're all dead. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh. It's definitely a validation for me. But I got to experience it, which was really cool. And so ever since then, I have been asking the questions of, well, if I'm already dead, that means I'm just living through life, right? That means everything's already happened, right? That means I don't have to be attached so much, right? Because everything's already happened. My future has already happened. The thing is, my future is already the past. And I'm just asking questions. And I'm asking them more questions now because just a few days ago, our guides and the GFL, Galactic Federation of Light, came to talk to us again. I think it was just a couple nights ago. They have been communicating with us, giving us instructions, giving us little bits and pieces of clues. Sometimes, it's actually really, really cool to communicate with them. But there are times I'm just like, I've never been into an escape room, but a lot of time when I communicate with my guides and or extraterrestrial beings, I feel like I'm in an escape room, because it feels like I'm just receiving bits, like one or two pieces of clue and pieces of puzzles, and you have no idea what this piece of puzzle is fitting, where it's going, what the picture even looks like. You don't know. You just get one or two pieces. And your human self is like, what is this for? You have all these questions. You don't understand. You want to know everything. But they're like, no, not yet. Just, this is enough. This is enough information as of right now. And so that night, I think I got a little bit pissed because I'm just like, I want to know everything. Give me everything. But I wasn't receiving everything. So after they gave me pieces of clues, I was like, what is going on? What is this all about? Why, who are you and why are you? How are we related for you to give me like pieces of information, just one or two pieces of information and then go, that's it. Like, what is going on? Like, why am I receiving these pieces of information right now at this point in my life? Why not earlier? Why not later? I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to understand. And they show me the movie that I've watched called Interstellar. If you have not watched that movie, pause this video. Do not continue on this video because I'm going to spoil the movie for you. But you have watched it, you will totally understand. You will know what I'm talking about. So pause it if you have not watched the movie. I don't want to spoil the movie for you. Just come back to finish this video if you want to continue to finish it. But when I ask those questions, like why now? Why? What's the point of giving those information right now? And they were showing me the movie Interstellar. If you remember, if you watch the movie, at the end of the movie, where Matthew McConaughey was at a complete different dimension, seeing himself that was about to leave for the adventure, to leave to explore other planets or something like that. He saw himself leaving as he was talking to his daughter. His daughter was trying to make him stay, but he was leaving. And he was the one that was like hitting the wall and saying, no, don't leave, don't go. Right? So he himself that went through the adventure, saw everything, and then went back to the time when he was able to see himself when he was about to leave. And he did not like his adventure. That's why he was telling himself, don't leave. He was giving himself clue. Don't leave. And then when I was asking those questions of why now here, why am I receiving all this right now? The GFL went away and another energy came through and showed me Interstellar movie. They were saying basically it's not the GFL that's giving you the clue. It's you. You. And then I'm like, holy fuck. And then just today and these couple of days, I have been kind of connecting the dots of the self. You know, a year ago, I experienced myself as a dead self who's already lived through this life. Now I'm being shown that as I'm receiving these messages from the GFL, from my guides, it's also me giving myself those clues. And it started to make me think, could it be possible that we really did live through this life already? That who we are now, we think we're still living in the current now, but infinite possibilities, our infinite future paths has already been lived so many different ways. And because if you listen to Bashar's talked about there are multiple parallel universes. And it's every time we work through a layer of ourselves, as we clear a layer of ourselves, that we shift ourselves into that parallel universe that matches with the new frequency and the new vibration that just matches with the preferred experience that we like. We shift ourselves into those parallel universes. So my question now that I'm asking, could it be possible? There's so many parallel universes of realities that has already been lived, and every single moment that we make a new decision of this is not the life I want to live anymore, I want to make a change, I want to experience something different, that we start to shift ourselves into different direction. And because we're making that decision to shift into a different direction, that ourselves who's already lived through this whole entire life, that's created this parallel reality, that's already been lived, that is matching with your desire that you currently have, is giving you clues to go, yeah, go do this. Because if this is the path you want to go, I've been there. And I'll tell you right now, if you just do this little one thing, you can get there. Maybe even faster than I could before. So you yourself is literally giving yourself clues of where to go, what to do. And those clues may not be what you think it is. And a lot of times, and I think this all kind of makes sense right now, because I've been talking to a few friends, and some friends will be telling me, yeah, I have a lot of friends who used to focus a lot on money, success. It's all collapsing for them right now. It's not working for them anymore. I also have another friend who told me, yeah, I manifested a man into my life. He's amazing. Everything on my paper. He's checked all the boxes. Everything check. It's everything on the list that I want in a man. He checks all the boxes. Yet energetically, it feels so off. It feels really, really off. And my question now is, could it be possible that yourself, who's already lived through this life, already knows everything because you already lived through it? So he's giving you clue, or it's giving you clue of where to go, what to do through your intuition. Meaning, if it's communicating with you through your intuition, it's not going to make sense to your current self. But my question is now is just, what if we're continuously, all the time, every single one of us, continuously receiving clues from ourselves that's already lived through this life? We may be giving ourselves clue through our guides, through conversations with other people, through videos, maybe even through this video. Who knows? Right? And what if it really is about listening? Listening to that voice, listening to that guidance, listening to that glue, listening to that clue, even if it doesn't make sense, but it feels right. What if it's really about letting go of the to-do list? What if it's really about letting go of what we think is right to do? Because I've met so many people who's done all the right thing to help themselves become successful, yet nothing is working for them because they're not really listening. Because that clue may just be, hey, go to a coffee shop. That clue may be spend time with your family. That clue could be do nothing today. You know what I noticed? It's not hard to do things. It's actually harder to not do things. Because when we don't do things, we feel so much. And we don't want to feel. We don't want to feel the feelings that doesn't make us feel good. So we find things to do. And if you're the type of person who likes to challenge themselves and really experience and expand to the next level of consciousness, practice doing nothing. It will freak you. It will freak you out. It will freak the part of you that is a doer. It will freak that part of you out. But anyways, today there's no answers, but more questions. But like Matias de Stefano says, it's through asking more questions that we discover more answers. And as we discover more answers, we have more questions. And my question is, what if you've already lived through this life? What if you already have all the answers? What if all you need to do is surrender and listen? What if you're just a being who's going through this life that has already been lived, as a being who's just observing and receiving experiences, go, oh wow, and be fascinated by all of it because you've already lived through it. So you already know, you already have the wisdom to face any challenges, to overcome anything, to experience joy because you've already lived through this life. What if? Have a beautiful day.